Hello, my name is Arthur. In the last video we got our preprocessor directives highlighting, and we still have include to figure out. As well, there's some rules to sort out too. So right now we're being too restrictive as to what it will do here, because it will only accept a space. And a space isn't the only thing that it would accept. So let's close this up and let's just experiment right here. Let's see. This will accept many different things here. I haven't really experimented with that up until I started trying to do the highlighting. So it will accept different kinds of brackets, all sorts of symbols. It's just not happy with something like an underscore or an alphabet. So we should probably change our rules a bit here. That character that's immediately after the preprocessor directive, that's determined here, we went with is space. But we should probably be doing something more like if not is alpha. And temp not equal to an underscore. So that would probably be a better set of rules for what can come after the preprocessor directives, other than include. Include is its own bag. So looking at include, there's other complications too. So I was thinking that I could just use the quote color for this, but I don't think that's the way to go about it. It would probably be better to make a color for this particular purpose. And yeah, that's going to create a little bit of an issue here. That I'm not really sure about. But inside of these brackets, I'm pretty sure we're going to need a different color. So let's see. So that would all be working inside of here. So I think what we would be doing is looking for an open and close brace, which would be made out of a less than and a greater than sign. And we can probably just look for the quotation marks. Just the existence of the quotation marks should handle. Whoops, that was a mistake. Just the existence of the quotation mark should handle turning it the yellow color. So we can go with the same color in there and that will work fine, I think. And then when it comes to the second yellow color to highlight the things inside of the less than and greater than brace, we would have to be removing that tag. So we're going to need to make that tag for one thing. So let's just bring the size of this up a bit. So let's see. We can just borrow the quote color and we'll use the exact same color. That shouldn't be an issue at all. We'll paste that in. Let's see. Maybe we could call it processor brace. That should be a good enough name. So that gives us a color to handle that. So let's see. We're going to want to check what the character is. And let's see. It can either be a space, a double quote, or a less than sign. So it can be a space, or a quote, and we have to write that some way that makes sense, or yeah. So it can be any of these. This is probably an else break, or it probably won't matter because we're at the absolute end of checks. So if it fails this and breaks, it's not going to highlight anything. So we probably don't need an else at all because I don't think that we do. So let's see. I guess we would need to determine if it's a space. So I think we would do something like while is space temp. we would be going forward a cursor position. Except at this point we don't want to be moving end around. So we'll put scan to equal end. So this would be right. And we would want to get the value for temp. So that should be right. So that should get us past any leading spaces. Then we're going to want to know that it's either a double quote or a less than sign. So if temp alrighty, if temp equals that, we'll do this. Else if temp equals that, we'll do this thing. And I'm just thinking here that maybe something isn't right here. Let's see. If offset between scan and line. So scan would be the first iter, line would be the last iter. Is less than or equal to 0. Break. So that should stop it, say it has the word include, but there is nothing after it. We don't want it to just keep going forward until it finds something. We have to give it an end, and the end is the line that it's on top of. So hopefully that contains our iter. So if it's broken out in that situation, temp won't equal this or that. It just kept finding spaces up until the end of the line. So in this situation, we could probably we could probably forward search. So let's see. We could probably reuse one of the other booleans to do it. Or we can just use an if. So let's see. It would probably help if I had my thing opened up. Uh-oh. Well, now I won't be able to open it up because I just compiled it. So that will not work out. Let's see. Let's just... So right now we would have scan sitting here and end sitting here. So let's see. We have start, enter, end, scan. And line is our end. So start, enter, scan. So I think we can go, so we just moved scan forward one. So we would start at scan. And I think oh, we don't want to do that. I think we might need to make another iter at this point. I don't think we have enough. So let's see what we have available here for iters. We have start, end, iter, line, scan, and stop. Well, let's make a new one. We'll just call it something like this. So we'll just call it hold, because we're going to need another iter. I don't see any two ways about that. Because we have to keep the start of particularly a minus, a less than sign. So we would start at scan. Well, actually we wouldn't. Well, actually we would. So we'll make hold equals scan. Then we will move scan forward a cursor position. So we'll move it forward the cursor position. We'll use scan. And iter. So that should end up with, we should end up with start, end, hold, and then on the other side of the close quote, iter. So that would give us something to mark the purple and something to mark the yellow. Although we don't need to mark the yellow so much in this one because its nature is a double quote. We'll do it. So more or less, we're just what we do if we get that result. So if we get that result, I think we would be applying a tag, and we can ignore the highlighting because the quotation mark search will take care of that. So maybe we'll put in a brace here and a bracket here. So put in the brackets. And I'm pretty sure that right here we can apply the tag and break. So that would break out of the loop. Okay, let's just check what we're searching for. We have to make sure we're searching for the right thing, which we're not. So we have to write that like this. Now this one will be very similar, except we're looking for the greater than sign. Okay, so this should not be start and line, it should be start and end. This should be start and end. And then this would be also this would also apply the tag that we'll have to add in still. So in here we still have to add in a tag. Actually, let's grab both of these. I think this works, but we're gonna have to just try because we're getting too confusing now. But it should work in the different situations. The different situations being we've initialized for line or we've initialized for whole page. So in here, now that we found a close minus sign, we can also apply a tag to the brace. So the brace will be tag. And we had hold and iter marking it. So hold and iter. Okay, so if this works, let's not at all be surprised if I end up having to come back with, oh, this was wrong and it needs a correction. because I certainly won't be surprised. Because this one, I'm just struggling through this. So let's expand that so we can see. Oh, where's that? Stray. Error. 403. I wrote that up there to look at. It's like, sorry, that wasn't expected. Oh, goodness. Oh, no, not a bracket. Okay, so that would represent a missing bracket. If yeah, this one is missing a bracket somewhere. So let's see. So I think that's right here. I think. And I think these are off by one. I think. And that this one is off by one, this one is off by one. Let's see. I think that has it. Yeah, I got my brackets confused, so I'll apologize because that's not really good viewing, trying to sort out a messed up bracket. It's kind of the worst place to end up into, because it can just really ruin everything trying to sort that kind of thing out. So that's got them highlighting, And yeah, we're going to go with let's not at all be surprised if that isn't fully working right. So let's try include some file.h. So it works with the brackets. It includes when it's supposed to. It doesn't seem to be concerned about spaces. So off the top of my head, that looks like it's functioning, and it should accept characters that it seems to accept here. But yeah, the full set of rules for these, I really honestly couldn't say. I'm just learning C, so knowing every single rule for preprocessors and stuff, that's not something that I know. I can show how to get it to do it, and then if there's rules that I don't know that need to be followed, then people have an idea how to do it, right? So yeah, for this video, I'm thinking that's pretty successful. Um, we could try a little experimenting to see what happens. Things look like the line search looks like it's doing what it should do. We put it back together, it starts working again. If we interrupt in here with a digit, it seems to work, and it's not too confronted with what we do on this side. And this looks to me to be exactly how this software works, and if there's anything broken, I'll come back with a video to point it out and come up with a fix for it. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully it's helpful, and until the next video, take care.